What's happening, dude?
Got done with the World Series of ProMod. I was filming for actually the track owner, Victor Alvarez, and his 5,000 horsepower 69 Camaro. It was pretty exciting. I mean, different experience than the usual 9 to
The,
5.
from what I've seen, like when I get up close to that drastically different, it's like I can't even relate to it almost because it's
Right.
like it's so extravagant. Like 5,000 horsepower, I can't even fathom what that even feels like. So
Hey, cars.
it seems like I don't know. Whenever I'm around that kind of stuff, it just seems like unless somebody's describing it to me or like walking me through all of it, it just seems so foreign because it's just so wild.
Yeah, it's the first time they fired it up, I was like recording and I was like, okay, this thing's pretty loud, and I was standing off so the zoomies weren't pointing at me. And like
Yeah.
I'm recording and they went to rev it. I was like, my my body
Yeah.
just like got overstimulated and like the camera got all wacky. So earplugs
Yeah.
were
I've
a good help.
heard that you don't want to be like close to it when they're revving. Just like it pulls air and it'll like it just fucks with you. Like it'll kind of fucks with you. That's what I heard anyway. I don't know.
Uh, It was a very interesting like whole body stimulation. Like the first time
Right, right, right.
I was bent down to it, like just off the back quarter, taking the first video, and he took off, and then like when he left, I'm trying to hold the camera steady, but when he left, it just like hits you, and then when I went to stand up, my feet were tingling. Like it's just like
It's crazy.
outrageous. And then the guys working on it are like in their mid 20s, just like regular dudes, and then they're just popping valve covers off this billet big block Hemi that yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's nuts. I can't imagine what they even got. What does a pro mod go for like that? It's got to be over 100, huh?
Oh, well over 100, I'm sure. I honestly don't. I don't ask questions I don't need answers to.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I wouldn't be the guy asking questions either. I feel like an asshole asking questions like that. But I don't even know like how unobtainable actually is it, you know?
Well, we were one of the only pro mod teams that didn't show up with a semi with a double decker trailer.
Oh no shit. That's hilarious. But it's cool you're competing that he was competing with people, like that have that and he doesn't.
Yeah, he does everything out of a 34 foot. I mean, it's a really nice trailer.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty baller trailer. No lie.
It's pretty baller. But he was laughing. He owns a track, but he tries not to play. He lets somebody else run the events. He lets somebody else manage the track because especially when he's racing, he's like he was in the grass. Like he didn't even take a pavement spot in the pits.
Sure.
They were telling us it's a real grassroots uh system, grassroots team. But yeah, he tries to play it fair. He was laughing. He's like, we're the only ones out here with a small trailer for a pro mod. But I mean, what's the big trailer really do for you at the end of the day?
Yeah, I don't know. There's even shops like that think they need this big trailer and huge awning to take to every show, and it's like it's cool, and I guess it gives you validation to a certain extent, but also who wants to fucking have $400,000 payment, $400,000 rig just to go to a car show? That's fucking nuts.
I think a lot of it is they need business
Maybe they're not
write-offs.
that much.
A lot
Yeah,
of
but you got to be making a shitload of money to have to have a write off.
well, I'm telling you, I think that's what's going on. Because there was
I don't
like
think I don't think billionaires are going like buying up custom automotive shops. I mean,
a lot of these
it's not
guys
that.
weren't shop owners. A lot of them like had, there was a guy out there that sold lawnmowers, and he like had two.
That's exactly what I'm saying. There's more money in lawnmowers.
Yeah, so they're doing other businesses, and then this is
Yeah.
their fun thing. There was a guy that we went against in qualifying, and apparently last year World Series of Pro Mod was the first year of the event. Drag Illustrated magazine puts it on. apparently last year was the first year of it, and this guy came down with his family. His family's like, we should get a place in Florida, so they got a house in St. Petersburg, and then they went to this drag race. Since they were new to Florida or whatever. I don't know if it's their full time home or whatever, but they went to the drag race and they were like, man, we should really do this. So from watching it last year
We should
to
really do
now,
this.
they built a ProMod team, double decker trailer, full car. I mean, setup. He won. He had Rookie of the Year, and when I checked last
Wow,
night, he was in the semifinals.
Jesus.
Now, I mean, like you can spend money and buy a car and buy a team and get all the goodies, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
still you have to drive a 5,000 horsepower car. Uh, the guy, I think he's like
that's
from Drag
crazy.
Illustrated or whatever. He did a speech at the draw. They did like a chip draw to see who was up against each other. You drew a token out
Oh,
of a
sure,
bag, and then whoever got the same number you went against in the
sure.
first elimination. And he gave a speech. He's like, people don't understand is we're racing 8th mile. That's 2 city blocks. And he
Yeah,
goes, and they're going 0 to over 200 miles an hour in 2
yeah,
city
that's pretty
blocks.
nuts.
So like you gotta have something in you to be able to just even do that. So
Yeah,
pretty
and
wild.
your reaction time, you got to be on point. That's, I don't think I could do it. No way.
I have no interest in it. Like
Yeah,
it's cool.
not at all.
It's fun
It'd
to
be cool.
film,
It'd be cool to watch. Yeah,
but
right.
yeah, I just like the whole fast cars, like drag car thing. Just zero parts of me wants one, like a drag car, like a dedicated drag
Yeah,
car.
like actually like a legit drag car. Yeah, to me, there's no. I don't really understand the. It's so specific and unusable on the road. Like it's just to me, it's cool, but it's no different than any other kind of racing, I guess. Like you're not gonna be able to drive down the road normally, but
I looked.
I don't know.
The guy that built a team in one year got second place.
Wow,
First place,
that's pretty good for first year,
hundred
right?
fifty
That was
thousand
for
dollars
first.
cash. His first place.
Yeah, I mean that's probably an eighth of what he has into the first year, but
Nah, so the guy that got rookie of the year, he got second place, but still in one year from watching the event, he was able to place second in the World Series. And
that's
so they
crazy.
they figure there's 600 Pro Mod cars in the world active.
Sure.
And that guy got second.
Well,
There was people from like Australia and Europe and all sorts of stuff there. It's kind
oh
of
no,
crazy.
sure.
Yeah,
Wow, that's nuts.
it's really weird. But I guess if you got it,
They don't have any more drag racing on the ice. I wanted to. I always miss in the Merrill ice drags. And the last one I think was last weekend or something. I always miss it. And we're still in the butthole of winter. I don't know why they're still not doing it. You know, every time they stop it, there's always at least a month yet of like usable ice. Whatever.
yeah, they want to play it safe, I guess.
Probably. I always miss it though. Went there as a kid once, not as a kid, like probably a teenager. I was probably a teenager in my 20s probably. But yeah, that was pretty rad. First time we were just like four wheeling on the lake just because we were up there fucking around with four wheelers and shit like that. And we drove up. We knew what was kind of going on, and we drive up and there's like dragsters with 3-inch nails sticking out of their tires and shit. Like that's pretty wild.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you get your Honda running yet?
I have not. I have the motor almost ready to go in. Um,
Nice.
so then I can do like the final fit up of the two mounts I have to fabricate. I've got one to locate it, and then there's two that I've got to modify.
Sure.
But the crank seal leaks. All right, this whole thing's thrown me off. So last weekend, I got a new Honda OEM crank seal. It was like $11. Goes on the timing cover. I text my buddy just kind of whining to him, my friend that works on GTRs and Supras and whatever. And
To him.
I was just kind of whining. I was like, I cannot get this crank pulley off. I don't know how many engines I've worked on in my life. This crank bolt just does not want to come out. And he goes, oh, yeah, on Hondas, you got to have a weighted impact socket.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, so it's like 4 times thicker. It's like an inch and an eighth outside diameter for a 3/4.
Wow.
But even with it, my impact still didn't want to break the bolt loose. But I mean, I'm operating in my 2-car garage with like a 30-gallon compressor. But you'd think even with,
Yeah.
and
You
my
probably
impact's
don't.
15 years old, maybe.
So a combination.
Yeah, I
That's
think it's just a lot of stuff, and I'm probably just below it. But it also came with this. There's like a large hex in the crank pulley, um, around the bolt. And when I bought the weighted socket, it came with a Honda tool that you hold that with. So when you tighten the bolt, you have something to tighten the bolt and like hold the crank pulley. So I'm gonna put that on, and then a long bar, and then try to just
oh
break
yeah.
it free with like a breaker bar. I tried doing that the other day with just like a
There's-
1/2 inch ratchet. I tried doing it
Yeah.
Thursday morning, and I put a 1/2 inch ratchet on this like hex tool that holds the crank pulley. And all I did was just lift the Honda engine because you can, like one person can pretty much lift the motor up. So I got to get a long enough bar that it's pushing against the earth, not lifting the motor.
Right. Yeah. That's a interesting problem.
Yeah, what's been happening in your shop the last couple weeks?
I'm just thinking about. I've never even heard of a weighted socket. That's pretty nuts.
Either have I. I'm glad he knew about it because I wouldn't have ever come to that conclusion.
I've never even seen anything like that. Anyways,
Insert
um,
photo of
like
weighted
for,
socket here.
right? Like I've never like for sale, like even tool sales or tool trucks or whatever. Yeah. Anyways, um, we got a bunch of stuff done. Got the 67 up on the rotisserie. That was like my goal for the end of the month, and nailed it. So it's basically all stripped out. There's only like some uh like rubber plugs that got to be cut out, like some seam sealer that's got to be scraped out, and we got to cut the seat pans up before it gets blasted because he wants convertible interrockers and subframe connectors. So we're just cutting that stuff out of the way because there's might as well have it cut it out of the way and then blast it. If it's going to be cut out of the way anyways. So just some prep to do before it goes to get blasted, and then yeah, that thing's such a nice car. Interestingly, the only problem bolts I had were the strikers, like the door strikers. Never had like you couldn't turn them. Like I've never been able to not turn them on a Mustang. Like they've never been a problem. And yeah, this was a problem. I welded a nut on the end of it, and then the head of the bolt, like the Phillips head, popped off the stud. I've never had that happen, and that happened on two of them. It was like, what a weird problem. They've probably never been turned, like from
Yeah,
factory, because they were painted over and shit. Because they had one paint job and that was painted over. So I'm assuming that they've never been moved, like ever, ever. That's interesting. There's like um, the parts under the dash. They all had like the factory board part numbers on them yet. Like they're all good and like they started to fall off once I started touching them and stuff. But it's pretty cool.
that's cool.
I've never seen. I don't know if you had a '67 Mustang, right?
Yeah,
Did it have like this pump thing, like a foot pump for the washer fluid?
not that I recall.
Yeah, this has got a little foot pump thing with a diaphragm that it's got a hose that comes down into it and then a hose that comes back out. Yeah, I personally never seen one before. I've never put together a ton of Mustangs. I was usually the guy that was getting the metal stuff to get it painted and then
Right.
somebody else would assemble it. But yeah, it works. It's really cool. If the customer doesn't want it, I kind of want to keep it for something. It's pretty rad.
Doesn't it sound like something you'd get from JC Whitney?
Yeah, right. A foot pump, hood squirter. Yeah, I would assume maybe it was because the six cylinder that was in it, maybe didn't have enough vacuum or something, or I'm not sure.
I don't know that
I
I've
don't know.
ever dealt with one that didn't just operate with a little tiny electric motor.
Yeah, right. I mean, early, like 40s cars, 50s cars had like vacuum operated, but I've never seen. I guess no, it wouldn't be vacuum operated. It's the squirter. Why would it be vacuum operated? Talking about the wiper, that's something of wipers. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. Thought it was pretty cool, and it like still works. It literally looks brand new. the unit does. So it was like, can't throw any of this stuff away.
What a unit.
Right? Mustangs. Anyways, I got the firewall and the trans tunnel in that 58 Chevy truck cab. Basically, moved the engine back and had to recess and move everything. And I got that all fabbed up and kind of clean code together. It still needs to be like fit better, but it's there, and it looks. I mean, it gives you enough room to actually work on the engine, like get your hands in there, versus like something that's so piled up that you need to remove the engine to work on the back of the engine, kind of a thing, you know. Kind of like this Mustang, the '66, that's just so like the Coyote in there. If you have to work on the back of the motor, you pretty much got to pull it because it's just that everything is so tight in that car. But yeah, definitely a ton of room. Or makes a lot of. You can make yourself a lot of room if you build it in a spot. What else did we get done? Got the majority of aside from the hood on that 70s Monte Carlo, we got the majority of the filler work done on that. Aside from the hood and the little nose piece. Yeah, what else we got? Brake line started and stuff for the '66 Mustang. Me and Trapper are working on that. Just trying to. There's like no good way to run these lines on this Art Morrison chassis, so we're gonna cut two holes in the frame and weld tubing in, uh, just to make sure it's retains its rigidity and shit. But it's just it's because the exhaust exits out the side. There's no good way to run anything back there without it getting like running next to exhaust, basically.
Right.
So it's a kind of a lot more of a challenge than a guy would think it would be. That's why it's been put off this long. But we have everything. We got it started last week, and then we realized we still needed a few more parts. Which, with brake stuff, I've never been good at. Like,
Putting it
I
all
think
in one
unless you have like a bin of everything that you can like just take out of, it's like you almost got to get started. I mean, you could probably put a game plan together, but I'm just not that Mr. Brake line guy. So,
Mr. Brakeline guy.
yeah. It's not the funnest stuff. I mean, I can do it. It's just if I can have somebody else help me do that, and then I can keep moving on somewhere else on the car, why not?
On the Honda, I just got rid of the ABS unit and um, just trying to clean the engine bay up because I kind of want that, that Honda jewelry box engine bay where you open it up and it's pretty simplistic, and then the motor just kind of sitting there in the middle. Um, so I got rid of the ABS and all that because I mean it's a '98 Honda. I'm trying to retain air conditioning and power steering if I can. Most guys just delete both, but this is Florida. And also, I'd like my wife to drive it whenever she wants, so power steering's nice. What was that?
Do they drive without power steering?
It's just no car
Is it just
there.
mule rack kind of feel?
It's not that bad, I guess. I mean, there's so little and so light that they just don't fight a
Yeah,
lot. But like I said,
interesting.
I have the pump. I just have to make a couple lines. So I mean, it shouldn't be that bad.
Oh,
Whatever. Um, I'm still on par for my $1,000 swap budget.
that's nice.
I can't believe how good the YouTube video is doing on this build. Like, it's beating out the Mr. Sam's 55 Chevy that I welded patch panels in.
It's funny.
There's a lot of Honda guys, I guess.
I honestly think there's just a lot of guys that are our age, 30s, 40s, that they're looking. I mean, it sounds so corny. It sounds super corny, but they're still watching Fast and the Furious, and they just kind of want to start dabbling again. Like, no lie,
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
think that it's always. I've always said it's generational, and now our generation is starting to be the one that's bringing something back. Like, I honestly think that. I think that you're gonna see like like for early '90s Civics going for shitloads of money in the next 10 years.
I'm
Like
gonna
shitloads.
I'm gonna try to get
Like
at least a 10.
I think you're gonna see like a fucking DX go for 50 grand if it's nice.
It's
Like
pushing
I'm
60.
telling you, if it's cherry and it's got like something done to it tastefully, like I guarantee you it will go for that much for the right person.
Right. Maybe.
'Cause you couldn't have it built for that.
Right. Time will tell. I think the people that grew up watching American Graffiti, when they came of an age where like the kids are growing up and whatever, they started building hot rods. I think the people that grew up watching Bullet, they started getting
Yeah,
muscle cars. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly. It's all and that is I think it's the pop culture combined with the cars that are out at the time. So
Right.
it's going to be a combination of the two, regardless of what generation you are, because you're going to have the Mustang out when all these other pop culture things are happening. So people are going to do this to the Mustang, and then people that wanted Mercs in the 50s have enough money in the 80s to do them. So then they're all going to be like somewhat like that's what I think these can dig at handles in some of these cars are going to be like the goofy mirror on the Mercs. Like it's going to be a tale of like you'll be able to tell when it was customized. Not to knock it, but it's like there's going to be people shying away from kin dig at handles for a long time after they get popular, or I mean, they are popular. Um, I think there's going to be a phase away from it, and then in however many years, there's going to be another resurgence of things like that's always what happens. I mean, it's just a matter of time. That's what I mean. If your guy was smart, you'd just be buying all kinds of really nice cars and waiting to sell them. Like that Bonneville I sent you,
That is
30
insane.
grand for 98 Bonneville. Come
That
on.
is insane.
Yeah, that's super nuts. Yeah, I can't believe that. And it wasn't even like I don't even think it was a supercharged version. It was just a fucking was it supercharged?
It's
Maybe.
I think it said SSEI on it, which is the
Well, then it
supercharged
was a
one.
supercharged one. Yeah, sure. Maybe that's why they think it's worth gold. It's still a four-door Bonneville though. God.
It's outrageous. But side subject. Yesterday when I was driving home, even though I made this drive 400 miles on the truck in 3 days, by the way, going back and forth to
Nice.
the racetrack. Um, Something happened when we got really cold here, and I got air in my rear brakes again. I don't know. It was like the fluid was thick because we had those frosts. I sent Quentin some videos of me scraping ice off my windshield.
Is it possible that it got there was still maybe air left in it and
The thicker fluid just like
it,
pushed it
and
into a spot.
or it just driving it that long it moved the bubble moved.
Maybe. We had that cold morning. I was driving to work and all of a sudden the pedal got fluffy. And then,
Weird.
I mean, I could still like just farther down on the pedal, front brakes grab great. But I have like a lot of movement in between. And then, I
I
bled
don't
them
think
out
that's entirely uncommon after you're doing,
that much.
redoing braids.
Yeah. I mean, basically, I had to bleed every line from scratch.
Yeah,
But it's strange that it was like, 2,000 miles on it before I had a problem. But
yeah.
who knows? So, like I said, I think with the cold, the fluid being thicker and, the bubble just moved or whatever. And for whatever reason, with the proportioning valve I have, it seems like something, they're getting trapped something with that, like, or slowed down. Like there is an air bubble, but with the proportioning valve, it's only going through.
The beginning is the proportioning valve was holding up some air or, you know, something like that. I don't know. I'm definitely not Mr. Brake service guy. I mean, I can make brake lines and get them to connect and stuff, but I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm a mechanic, that's for sure.
Um, yeah, but on the way home yesterday, I've seen this kind of car sitting in like the weeds a couple times and just thought, like, oh, I wonder what that is. You know what I mean? Look different, but not like insane.
Sure.
I got a good look at it because I was driving home in the daylight yesterday, and there's a Maserati sun bleached in the weeds at like kind of a. There's like a couple big pole buildings, and then
What
there's just
what
the.
kind of Maserati did you find out yet? I want to look at.
I would say probably like something from like 2010.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
like a
It was like an older one or like a 90s or fucking something like that.
No, you know how we've had the conversations about how you like Maseratis don't hold value, and all of a sudden you'll just like I've been at Walmart and seen like some young guys pulling up in a Maserati with a couple dings in it and stuff.
Yeah,
It's like that, I don't know, 10, 15-year-old Maserati body style that you see pretty cheap. I think it was a two-door. I don't know the Maseratis well enough to know the names of the models, but long hood, Maserati grill with the trident in it, black, sun bleached, like it looked rough. And I was like, that could be a fun, like, no title drift car or something.
You put an LS in that thing, that'd be fucking dope.
Yeah. Uh, like no title, don't care. $500, let's go.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that'd be
Imagine
fucking right.
imagine parts are worth something. So if you stripped out like the drivetrain, you could probably sell stuff to somebody
Yeah,
that
right.
needs them. Because that the problem with Maseratis is they're really high value, they're really nice cars, but what happens is like after a few years, when they start having issues, they're not really worth paying Maserati to fix them, and the parts are so expensive. And I think I heard Maserati doesn't really backstock parts after a few years. So like once stuff sells, it's sold. And so then you just buy a new Maserati because the people that are buying Maseratis aren't the kind of people
Yeah,
that
they don't give a shit.
only buy a car every 20 years.
Right.
So then they just fluff it off to somebody at
That's
CarMax, and then
hmm,
I don't know,
well,
Maserati drift car.
that would be pretty sweet. Would be pretty rad. That's got to be a steel body, huh?
I think
Do
they're
they
steel
make
or
aluminum
aluminum.
bodies? Be cool if it was aluminum or something like ultralight, but I'm not sure.
Let's see.
I don't know anything about Maseratis. Like
Neither do I.
anything.
They're Italian. Oh,
It's not a
so they
Ferrari. That's all.
so they have the Quadriporto and the Gran Turismo. Let's see what the Gran Turismo looks like. I don't think it's a Gran Turismo. I think it might be the Quadriporto. I'm just wondering what the body's made out of. Quadriporte, sorry. Um, maybe. So the Quadriporte is a four-door. I didn't think it was a four-door, but even if it was, who cares? That's probably why it's a Quadriporte. Well, I don't know. All right, Google says they are a steel unibody.
Ah, eh, eh,
Like I said, it'd just be
eh,
like a funny body if it was really cheap to put something in, like
right?
and
I
just
thought
beat up.
those what is that Porsche? Is it like a 928?
Oh yeah,
Like got goofy headlights, but they're aluminum bodies. That would be a cool. I think those are kind of quirky enough to where like put an LS and something like that would be fucking cool. Like really, I'm sure
yeah.
people have done
There's a guy I know. He parts out boats and stuff, and he's got a like one with a roll cage sitting there, but he wants like $3,500 for a no engine 928 chassis with roll cage in it. So it's I don't know. To
it's
me,
probably worth it though to the right person. Yeah, but I mean, if you're making a race car and you can adapt parts to that,
I don't know. I don't feel like
I
the
mean,
front engine Porsches will ever have value.
yeah, I don't think anybody that's going to be it'd be somebody like me that's not like a Porsche nut, but you could put like your American muscle version in the car and it'd be lighter than the other junk out there,
Yeah.
right?
I saw one render of a 928 that actually looked cool. Other than that, I've never actually seen one like executed well.
Challenge accepted.
Uh,
To me, search. So I think 80s. What the hell are they? That 80s Corvette, the worst one. What is it? A
C4s.
C4? Like I think there's like I seen a couple renderings of some that were really close to being cool, but I think that there's just I think it's a cool platform that you guy could really do a lot with. But I don't know. You got to find the right guy that's going to want one or wants one in the end that's ultra expensive.
I've always liked them. And then they came with the LT5 at one point. I believe it was the LT5, like quad cam aluminum V8 made by Mercury Racing, like Mercury Motor or Marine.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it's
cool.
pretty crazy. I just they were just never I don't know. I think the styling was just like at the time cool, whatever. I'm sure I know when I was a kid I liked them, but I don't know, I still like grape soda too.
Hey. Nobody likes grape soda.
There's people that like grape soda. That's why it exists.
I guess. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. So
what
I'm
do you
not
got
going
on?
to tell you what it is, and I'm not going to tell the world what it is until maybe next week. But I bought a car. The only details I'm going to share are that it's a 6-speed and a V8. That's it. I know, super
Cliffhanger.
surprised. What's that?
Cliffhanger.
I know you know what it is. It's I drove it the other day. It was nice out and it was super fun. So now I got to wash it because I got it all full of shit. And yeah, now I get something to wash every once in a while. That's fun, right?
Does it make you
I
happy
don't
just
think
to look at?
I just bought. Yep, we're just looking at it. We're not doing anything with it. Never know. I mean, it's going to be more of a summer ride, probably. I mean, it's seen salt, so it's not the big of the end of the world if it take it out on an okay day. But I'm just going to try and keep it as nice as I can for as long as I can. But I don't know. It's fun to drive, so I'm
Has the
excited.
wife driven it?
No, she hasn't even. She sat in it once, and I mean, she understands it, but I don't think she hasn't taken it. She hasn't gone in a ride for it, so she's not like,
She doesn't get it.
oh, I get it. But yeah, I'm excited. It's just now it's super antsy as getting nice weather. I think next week it's supposed to get in the 50s again next weekend, so it's gonna be like just rain 4 times and get it over with. Clean the roads.
There you go.
There's I don't know if they salted again, but there's looking this morning. There's piles of salt at intersections again. So I don't know. I took the car out for a ride. There wasn't. I kind of went in the country, and there wasn't like the roads weren't like solid white or anything, so it didn't seem bad.
That's a plus.
What do you?
Wait till
I had
summer.
to. Yeah, I know. It sucks. We're not that far away, but still not that close.
Right. What do you got going on this week?
I got to do bills right away, which
Oh,
sucks.
everybody
You know.
likes to hear about that.
Yeah. Destiny's Child had it right. Bills, bills, bills. Um, well, we're boogieing forward still with this 66 brake line stuff. We have all the stuff here for it now, I think so. We had to get some different rubber or flexible lines from Willwood and because Willwood changes everything to 3AN for their flexible line. So you think you have everything, and then you need like 5 more 3AN fittings and one more flexi hose just because the setup we have going on here. But yeah, it's shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, that's what else we got going on. I have to order some parts for the Nash headlights. They don't make a retrofit kit for the Nash, so we're just going to order the kit that they have, and then I'm going to, because the headlights need metal repair, so I'm just, if they need to be adjusted to fit the retrofit kit, you have to buy it by inch length. Like it's really not made for like any specific car. They just like make the trim rings so big, and if it works, it works, kind of a thing. So we're gonna get the trim ring kit before I fix the metal on them. So if I need to make them a little bigger, we can make them a little bigger to accept the retrofit kit. So that's a whole different. I mean, I've been putting it off this last month just because I have all kinds of other shit to do. But yeah, we'll have to tackle that. Hopefully get this 67 Mustang sandblasted. What else? Just got wheel tubs for that 58 Chevy truck for the back. So now we can mock them up. And then we need to order the bed floor kit so we can lay out the bed floor. That's going to be raised because of the notch in the frame. There's like a lot of fab work there, just like mocking stuff up. I'm excited to get to do the bed though, because once we weld the bed, like the bed's gonna be all welded together. It's not gonna be like blown apart into pieces, which makes it fucking nightmare to put together. Like after paint, it's never easy. Like you can be as careful as you want. And you're gonna like gonna be touching it up somewhere, especially
Yeah,
with the bed panel. It's just nuts. But yeah, it'll be all welded together. So I'm excited that we're just gonna be like taking it off. Easy to do body work, easy to do all that bullshit. So
for
anyway,
sure.
what else? What else?
So I got two questions.
Okay.
What makes you go sandblast on the 67 versus other stripping methods?
What kind of other stripping methods would you use?
Well, I mean, we've talked about dipping before. That has its own sort of problem. Everything has its own sort of problems, you know. And I mean, then there's obviously just mechanically removing everything, which sucks, like wire wheels and sanding and
Yeah.
so. But I guess the gripe everybody has with sandblasting is panel warpage. Thoughts, feelings?
Well, I mean, we're not sandblasting the exterior panels.
Ah,
Like, yeah, I've never sandblasted the exterior. Like, if you're gonna sandblast the outside body panel, you're gonna fuck it up. Like,
right.
that's just it's just a fact. So yeah, we just blast the jams. I'll usually like on this car, we'll have it where the exterior body panels won't be completely stripped, like down to bare clean steel, but where it'll be down to where if there's a problem area, we'll Sharpie on the car, sandblast this of the outside body panel, but we're staying away from the outside body panels. That would be final mechanically stripped, but everything else, top, bottom side, inside, will all be blasted. The place that we're having blast does reclaimed glass, crushed glass. So it's very fluffy and ultimately better than anybody that's going to come and do exterior, like blasting outside, because they're not using reclaimed anything and it's very coarse, doesn't get into the small pits if there are small pits. And also, if you're using new material, it leaves it's a fucking profile, man. I mean, if you want
Rough.
something with a profile that some the primer's going to stick into, great. But we're not looking for a deep profile that we have to sand down again. So when you have that fine material, it's like it doesn't feel like smooth steel, but it's also 5 times smoother than new media profile. And also the cost, the company that's doing it, um, they're coming to pick the car up, blast it, and then drop it back off. The last car they did for us was this Model A, which was last month or something. And I mean, it was under $1,000 to do that. So very reasonable.
Is that the place in Rhinelander?
No,
Oh,
that is the property we used to work at.
oh, I've
The guy
I've
that took it, the guy that bought the business, or bought that block, it's industrial blasting and paint and blasting and coating or something. So they don't dabble. I mean, they do collision repair and shit like that, but they don't like do restoration or anything like that. They just do. Uh, it's mainly blasting and then dump bodies, painting semis, um, big truck repair that's like 200 an hour, that kind of shit.
speaking of that, before my second question, did I say on here about how our lovely boss at that shop had me sandblasting one time a propane truck that they knew had leaked? They knew it had leaks, and they had me sandblasting it with blackjack, which
Yep,
sparks.
yep,
He's like, just get in there on a ladder and blast it.
yeah. Like I have all kinds. Yeah, I have nothing nice to say. I better not say anything. I guess we're not saying his name, but I just don't want to get sued.
Like just looking back, I'm like, what? You know,
Yep.
there's a time in your life
It's
where you're like,
amazing that no,
okay,
it's amazing that nobody really got hurt there. But we did work with. I don't know if you. I don't think you were there at the time. Um, but there was a guy that I worked with who worked at a big truck place in Rhinelander where you remember when they did dump body or blackout the bottoms of the like frame blackouts.
yeah,
I think you did a bunch of frame
yeah,
blackouts, right?
yep,
Where they put a piece like a board underneath over the so the body doesn't come down and crush anybody. Well,
yep.
he worked at a place where he
Oh
like
yeah, I
got
heard about
crushed. Like
this.
there's a guy crushed. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
heard
very
about
like
that.
as soon as he heard that, it's like stomach turn. Like, dude, you're just painting a frame on a truck. You shouldn't. Not supposed to be able to just die doing this, you know? It's fucking crazy.
What a job that was to do. You know, you suit up in your paint suit that you're basically going to have to throw away. You glove up, you have Vaseline your wrists, you put a head sock on, your respirator on, you
Yeah.
Vaseline your face, and you wear safety glasses because you're just going to be coated in urethane
Yep.
or acrylic urethane enamel or whatever, right? UAE
Yeah.
100 or something? Or something like that. UA
I don't
100,
know.
something like that.
I can't remember all the products,
But
but yeah, no,
yeah,
it's some bullshit. I mean, all you guys coming out of the booth and you're like literally black top to bottom.
yeah, it was a horrible thing to do. On a
Yep.
creeper spraying with a pressure pot above your head, just raining.
I think I helped on one. I've helped tape up some, but I don't think I ever sprayed one.
What do you think our
I
what do
don't
you
know.
think
I don't
RFK
know why.
Jr. would say about that?
I don't know. He fucking asked Kid Rock probably.
I uh
It's a box, what he would say.
the diggy 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 set the funky. Yep. So
Exactly.
my second
Imagine writing those
question.
lyrics on.
Yeah, ba with the ba, da bang da bang, diggy diggy diggy, set the funky,
Diggy,
set up.
diggy. No, wait, one more diggy.
Yeah,
Three diggies.
set the funky, set up, and then drop the boogie. Yeah, what a song. Well, I actually had I had a coworker. He's like 28 or 29 years old. He had never heard that song in his life.
What?
I was like,
How is that even possible?
"What do you mean?" I played it, and he's like, the first like 2 minutes of the song, he's like, "I have never heard anything like this," and I was like, "Dude,
That's fun.
this came out in like '96, and I remember when it came out. You know, it'd come on the radio, and I'd on the boombox, and I'd crank it up, and I'd be like,
Oh yeah.
it was awesome. You gotta
And break
educate the
stuff
youth.
turn come right afterwards.
Oh yeah, oh yeah."
Yeah.
Now he's in the White House wearing a red, white, and blue tuxedo, looking like
Yeah,
Uncle
right.
Sam. Uh, what a time. What was my other question now?
I don't know.
Oh, I remember. How excited are you to get the 66 all set up, get all these little things built, just to take it apart to paint everything and then to do it all again?
I don't know. I just that's something I've been doing all my life.
It's
To me,
just,
it's just like part of the process. Like, there's some people that come in, they're like, "So you got to take this all apart again?" I'm like, "Yeah, like probably 10 times." And you get very good at doing it. Like taking the front end off this 66 is like I can do it in probably 15 minutes. You know, I can take the whole front end off. Getting it all everything back on and lined up is another story. But right now I have you can tighten the bolts down. I have the bolts all tight so the body panels line up, but the corners have clecos on it, so they're going right back in the same spot. You know, so it's sometimes it's just working smarter to make sure the end product is better. You know, if
right.
you're if you got the fender off and put it back on a bunch of times, just make sure it goes back in the same spot. Because if you put it back in the wrong spot one time and you fab one bracket, you know, it's building cars like this is way different than doing a restoration. It's like you're outside in, inside out. It's like you got to make sure that you're not screwing yourself 10 steps later or 20 steps later, or, you know, the guy that's got to change the oil, you know, that's 100 steps later, you know.
Yeah, I just thought it's kind of like that'd be I like taking it apart and putting it back together a bunch of times. Like you said, you're just kind of used to it. It's kind of like wiping your butt. You could be like, well, why wipe your butt? You're just gonna shower at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
I
Same thing.
mean, I don't think that's a hot take, bud.
Hot take. Hot take. Taking cars apart and putting them back together is like wiping your hiney.
I'm not sure.
Flip that. Put it in the intro.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, it's just if you're gonna work on cars, that is the. I mean, nobody that's working on cars, like, I don't know what you do. I mean, besides detailing them, you're still taking them apart to a certain extent. So if you're working on them, you're taking them apart. Like that is part
Game.
of working on cars. Because I mean, if you work on a toaster, you're gonna have it apart, right? Like
Yeah.
you have a microwave to get worked on. something's gonna have to come apart. So to a certain extent, taking them apart is the job, you know.
It's a lifestyle.
But I guess what I was getting at, that's a good transition into going back to the 66 though, is when you're putting them together and taking them apart, when you're doing all custom thing, everything touching is custom. It's not like you're introducing one aftermarket part and you have to make that quirky thing work. It's like you're like 15 aftermarket things and you're cutting this off here and making it work here. And it's like some of the parts are aftermarket that you buy, like this Flaming River steering column is an I did it column that Flaming River buys, cuts the bottom off, welds their electric motor on it, so you get two sets of instructions. And that's just one part you bought and introduced to the car with two sets of instructions. So, like, that's just a flavor of how like Frankenstein-y it gets. It's really crazy. And in the end, you have a part test and what you did to that part to make it work. Really,
Yeah, it's
it's like
true.
even the clutch pedal has a master, like you shorten the clutch pedal, so now it's full custom to the car. Like it's like hardly any part that's actually like we bolted it out and it worked. Everything like 900%, you know.
Right. Hmm. We're not really selling people on working on cars being fun with this conversation.
Actually, like the that oil and whiskey, that roaster shop podcast, they actually, I think they had a coming, like they all like they must have sat down at some point and said we need to stop telling people that you can't make money doing this. So
Yeah.
I always shit on the industry, and then they're like, "Oh, but we are like, you know, they're like kind of not top of the game, but I mean, they're fucking pretty high up there. They make chassis, and they got big semi trailers. Then they go to all the shows, you know. So I think they're pretty high up there as far as like being a custom shop. And yeah, and they're like, "Oh, we can't make any money." It's like, yeah, you guys are making money. You're just
And
not billionaires and millionaires. That's the difference, you know.
I think everybody, they might be millionaires, who knows? But
Heck, they very well could be.
I think once you start getting to that a certain level, you just feel like it's still not enough.
So I mean, at the end of the day, you're still you can be the top. What I like about this field is you can be a nobody and show up with a car, and all of a sudden, like if it's the right car and everybody else thinks it's the right car too, and it has the right things done to it, you're automatically like, not saying you're going to be rubbing elbows in at the top of your game right away either, but you're like, you get recognition pretty quick if it's the right car. It's not like you're, you know, some people in some industry, like when you compare it to like music, you can put 10 albums out there and nobody even knows your name in the music industry. But in this, if you do like 10 cars and they're all top of their game, it doesn't, you've been noticed already, you know.
Right.
I don't know, it's weird.
Well, I mean,
I guess I Oh, go ahead.
you can't really argue with the result if you have the result.
And yeah, exactly. Like the proof is in the pudding, and that's what I like about. I mean, I've
Putting
poured like hours and hours into a band making music, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, good song," and then like, you know, 6 months later, they're on to the next thing. And to me, this art form is a little more relevant longer. Like it's rolling art for a long time as long as you keep it maintained and stuff, you know, and do it the right way. So I don't know. To me, it's a little more rewarding that way.
some validation. So get into the car industry. It's a great thing, and the world needs you. That's what we're saying.
That's hit. They've been knocking on your door for like a couple months now, right? Get
I
out of boats, back into cars,
I
right?
I keep telling everybody, like, I get these like messages, these text messages that just like make me laugh out, because I'm like, I have this outrageous opportunity, and for some reason I'm hesitant. It just keeps having. Okay, like, um, I've been looking at a set of coilovers for the Honda, some eBay ones, because it's a budget Honda build. Everything's got to be from eBay. Like I said before, I could get stuff from Amazon, but for whatever reason, with the Civic, I feel like I need to buy it from eBay. I just don't know. It's just like seems like the right channel for Civic stuff, even though it's the same part. And I've gotten eBay parts that come in an Amazon shipment because Amazon's selling on eBay. But eBay and Hondas go hand in hand.
Email
Okay.
eBay and try and get something together.
So I was looking at these coilovers from a known Chinese brand, we'll call it. I opened my email the other day. I have a sponsor email from them suggesting to get me some stuff. Like the exact company that I already have stuff in my eBay card from. Like I'm just like, what is happening to me? Now, them and I haven't come to an agreement yet. They wanted to send me some like OEM stuff, like struts, and I was like, my car's not going OEM height. That's not going to work for me. And then I aimed aimed for a home run, and I sent them like a whole suspension kit, trying to get a whole like control arms and everything for free. And they were like, we'll give you half off on it if you want it, but I haven't responded yet. 50% off. It's 50% off.
Fuck yeah. That's pretty good. 50% off of anything is awesome.
But what I'm saying is, oh, and then I can still get like I can make the video, use a coupon code, and get commission on sales.
Nice.
But I haven't responded yet because I was filming World Series at ProMod when I got the email, and I was just like not in a negotiating mood. It's very weird because like I've been to the drag races a bunch, and I've filmed some stuff here and there, like with my buddy going up there. But like to be there to film, it's like a very different. And like the driver, he operates two businesses, has a family. He's got all these, this race team, so maybe I guess you could call it more businesses, but like he's very, um, in his head, there's a lot of things going on. So I got to be like, hey, video before you do this run. Like I had to catch him constantly, like talk about the run before, talk about the run after, like talk about whatever mechanical stuff we're doing now, like, and like try to prompt stuff so we could have a chronological story.
Makes sense.
One, because it's nice for the people watching, and two, because selfishly,
I mean,
it makes.
it's not to be mad about it. It's just I guarantee it's stuff you just look over,
Yeah, he has a problem with his channel because even though I have a problem with my channel, 127,000 subscribers, but
right?
because he is a busy dude, um, but when you can when you get eye contact and you're talking to him, he's there and present, so that's nice, and like he's just a regular guy. But what happens is he's got two phones and he's doing stuff,
Fuck that.
and so he's like just busy. But so he forgets like when he tries to record for himself, he has a hard time racing and dealing with two
Oh,
phones and checking in on the family and recording
yep,
everything that's going on. So like the videos
yep.
suffer and then the channel suffers and then he's like, I mean, it's like it's a snowball effect.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was reminding him a lot and we were trying to keep like a storyline going and so far it's going good. I think I checked this morning and in 12 hours the video from yesterday that I filmed and edited is at like 20,000 views in 12 hours or something. So it's a good kick.
Right?
Speaking of
Fine.
videos, my Honda video, the one that's doing surprisingly well because apparently it's doing better than any of my truck videos did, any of them. And this video is me pressure washing Honda parts. I pulled the engine out of the parts car. I pressure washed parts and like pressure washed the engine bay and rattle can the engine bay. Like nothing to me, I was like, this video is going to suck, but I have to do it. It's part of the process. And my South African friend came in my head on a lark, he says, as a joke, as a funny. I put a Tina Turner "What's Love Got to Do with It" as the background music. I don't know if you watched the video, but there's a lot of comments about how like they really enjoyed the song because I just like was like, well, it'd be funny and it's like off the beaten path for normal, but also
Mhm.
kind of era correct. You know what I mean?
Sure. That's fun.
And I don't know, people like it, so now I have to figure out the next Civic build video song.
Yeah. Just got to dabble the pop, look into the pop chart list, you
Yeah,
know.
from like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking
Just something that
retro
people,
feel.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fun. That's really fun.
I call
I
that
was sometimes I like driving when you're driving an old car, it's fun to like listen to what, like when that car was new, what they would have listened to when it was new. That's that's like a really fun thing. A fun thing for me. Woohoo!
Yeah, like I keep Instagram's figured out that I'm stuck in 2002 or whatever, 2005. So it keeps sending me these like things like, and I sent you one, the Pioneer deck with the dolphins and the jets on
Yeah.
the digital screen.
Oh yeah.
It's just so
That's good
cool.
shit.
And now I like the other day I saw a period built 2000 like a 300ZX twin turbo, and it had like the old school sub setup with like the amps and the
Mhm.
clear doors.
That's the kind of car that's going to go for shit loads of money.
Oh yeah, that's what I want to do for myself. I think is build a 240SX pig nose like mine was my first one, which honestly was my least valuable 240SX I probably owned. But it's you know what I mean. It's the first year of them, and I liked it. A lot of memories, blaring "Blueberry Yum Yum" by Ludacris and stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
with the band pass box in the back.
I'm a big Ludacris.
Yeah. So, but think it would be really cool to do that, like a
Uh,
period build.
yeah.
So every time you sit in it, you're in high school again.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, the car I bought, I feel a little high schooly. Pretty
Isn't that what
awesome.
we want?
That's I needed a good driving experience, and that's kind of what this is. It's definitely hit. So yeah, I want to drive it right now, but it's like shitty out. It's salt everywhere. It's like we're just park it out, go outside, and just like sit in it running.
Oh yeah, I like to do a lot of when I have a car. Like I like to just do a lot of sitting and looking at it. You know, music
I
on
mean,
in the
that's
background.
to me, that's how you get to like, oh, that body line needs to get moved down a little bit. That line can get moved there. That's always when the problems start to happening. Like when you're sitting around looking at it, like there's just a couple things off about this car, and it would be totally fucking sick. And then like, you know, 5 years later, your car is still cut up. That's
I
what happened to me.
I had similar problems. I was like sitting there looking at my car, and I'm like, I could see a giant samurai painted across the whole side of this thing. And then the next day you come home from work early and you're just like,
Yeah, here it is.
and then you're like, oh, this needs the moon, the full moon behind the samurai. And then you're adding this taping off the samurai now so you can put a full moon behind him, you know, and then you got to drop shade it in.
Yeah,
It's a whole thing.
uh, it's a whole thing.
Don't stay up too late and look at your car. There's no good ideas. Well, they're all
Yeah,
good ideas.
man. I don't know if they're good. I mean,
Uh,
driving on the road is usually the good part.
oh,
Having a part for years is not the good part. If I would have known I was going to start a business when I did, because it kind of just came out of the blue, uh, as far as the decision being made, I wouldn't have cut apart my car when I did, because it was like right before. Like, look at what I'm doing. Also, oh, looks like I'm doing this, gonna do this full time, and car sits. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
gives you time to refine some ideas, you know?
I mean, honestly, it is, but to me, it's almost refining skills, so it doesn't take me so damn long when I actually work on my car too, which I'm exponentially faster at metal shaping now than I was 4 or 5 years ago. Actually, maybe 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago, because we started the business in actually 4 years ago right now, February, beginning of February. So yeah, right now,
There you go.
4 years.
Happy anniversary.
Hey, thanks, man.
Breakfast Club.
Did it.
And on that note, I think we should end on a high one.
Yeah.
Get yourself
Where
some
can they
friends you
find
feel like
you,
you're in high
man?
school. Oh, you can find me everywhere at Terror Shark TV, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and go check out Victor Alvarez's channel. There's some videos from World Series of ProMod. Tell me if I failed or did a good job. Where can they
I
find you,
thought you did
Quentin?
great. Instagram, Facebook, and the YouTube Hungry Hollow Customs. That's about all I got. That's it. No more. Maybe next week I'll tell you what I bought.
something to look forward to. And I'm sure by the time this comes out, all the videos will be out. But Quentin, today I'll be sending you a link. I just sent them the next video for the next
Oh,
qualifying day
cool.
that I edited this morning, because we're letting one go every day chronologically until they're all done.
Look at you.
Peace.
Bye.